If you want to learn how to trade just like me, join the community, click the private Discord link, sign up through this membership level, and you will gain access to weekly group mentorship calls for free. Welcome everyone back with another Vechain update. If you didn't actually catch on to yesterday's video, make sure you go ahead and watch that. I want to say thank you to all the supporters of the channel. We got over 1,000 views on that video yesterday, and if you haven't watched it, please go ahead and do so. I've linked it in the top right corner somewhere over here, and we spoke of a potential 300% move. We're not going to go over that today because that was a longer term analysis. Now we're focused on what's happening in the here and now, for example the 4-hour or the daily time frame. But go ahead and watch that. It's very important to know where Vechain is heading to and the key levels of resistance that it might face in the future on a larger term scale. So what's going on right now is we're retracing to this high. We've been saying this for months on end on the channel. It might be getting annoying right now, but finally we're getting the movements up in that direction, because it's been since all the way back over here when we actually got through the moving averages, formed a bullish cross and held the 200 EMA as support. I've been suggesting that not only would we be heading into the golden pocket, but all the way back up to our previous high over here at 3.2 cent. We're now seeing the reversal wave being created as we caught support on the golden cross, a huge bullish signal that we were waiting for, and it finally came, and that is a huge statement. If you remember those videos we were saying a few times in the past, we almost had the golden cross over here, but as we never got that, it forms an EMA repel and you get slung back underneath. Same over here, almost formed a bullish cross, failed to do so. EMA repel happens and you get like a slingshot motion back underneath in the original trend, because on these breakouts you're changing the trend. Confirm it by seeing that golden cross, confirm it by seeing the golden cross, and we would have held it as support for continuation higher. On those two occasions we fell back underneath, forming an EMA repel. Over here it was a bit of a different scenario. We were falling back to the newly formed golden cross as support. This is what you need to see for confirmation of your newly formed uptrend. What does uptrend mean, guys? What does bullish mean? Uptrend and bullish, it basically means that you're expecting new highs to be made. So the sequence is higher highs and higher lows. Now, if the 200 EMA is signaling that while we are beneath it, this is bearish, we're expecting lower lows and lower highs. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then everything changed right over there. We formed a double bottom that eventually reclaimed the moving averages, formed a bullish cross, reclaimed the 200 EMA, which, if we can then spot the golden cross, confirms this breakout, unlike the last two situations over here earlier on in the year. So we've changed the structure of this trend by essentially finding the golden cross and confirming its support, as well as now just holding the 200 EMA anyway. So what's important is after that to understand what the significance of this means. Bullish, uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. It suggests we will eventually break past this high, and that's why yesterday's update was focused on future targets, a 300% move, as we've created the reversal wave and confirmed the newly formed uptrend right over here. And so now that the reversal wave is created, not only are we targeting the previous high of 3.2 cent, but in fact looking at these as technical targets, and that's where that huge move comes from. But if you want really like deep dive into that analysis, I recommend watching yesterday's update. But essentially we would be going on a path eventually all the way up to above 10 cent. Now we can see already from this price point there's a lot of gains ahead, so that's how we get that move. You need to break through the range high at the moment, so that's where we're coming into right now. We do have some resistance at the 786 fib, so it could be that we have a short-term top. I would love for it to burst through immediately, but we could get rejected here as long as this golden pocket and golden cross just continues to hold. So this marked out area over here, in fact it's even smaller than that, it's lower. So all that needs to hold, I'm going to mark it out for you guys, let me get the drawing tool, between here and here. So we can just even use the 382 fib. So 1.85 cent is the level that going forward we cannot see a loss of. On this dump back down, we were essentially confirming that 2 cent psychological level as support, and so it makes sense once 2 cent is confirmed, we're going to 3 cents. That's our next target, the 1 fib level. By breaking through that, we've got a 4 and a 5 cent target, and then all the way up to here, almost a 12-cent target. So very exciting times ahead, but bear in mind that we must maintain this key area of support going forward in order to continue to those targets. I'm now going to scale down to the 4-hour time frame, just so we can see if there's any patterns with technical targets back up to our 1 fib level, which is that 3.2 cent high over here. So what I can do is zoom into the golden pocket where we flip this into support. I don't know why this keeps bugging out. Sorry about that. If you haven't already, make sure you do like, subscribe, comment, and share. We're trying to hit 7.5k before the end of this year. So now I'm just going to grab the Fibonacci tool, and I'm going to go from our range high. Obviously we've gone higher now, 2 separate occasions where we went higher, but initially this is where we topped out and made the range low. So I'm going off of that, and we can see that in today's candles we are pumping up. I think yesterday when we made our update it was over here, and our suggestion was as long as we now hold the 1 fib level as well as the 200 EMA, we're going to continue higher. So we're seeing that all come to fruition. We've also got a 3 cent exact technical target, so that would be a psychological level. This is slightly underneath the 1 fib level, which sits right there, 3.25 cent or 3.26, however you want to call it. So not too much higher, but you can see it could be that once we get up to here we have a small dip back down to the 786 as I explained earlier, and then up to the 1 fib level. So by breaking the 1618, that is how we continue this journey essentially. So if we start to use this as resistance, then the levels of support I want to see being held going forward remains the moving averages, the 200 EMA, and I really like how when we've scaled to the 4-hour time frame, the position of this 200 EMA. As you can see, the days go by and the moving averages consistently move. This is the 4-hour time frame, so every 4 hours this is moving. Because it's taking an average of the last 200 4-hour periods, it's going to take a lot more movement and a lot more time for this to move. So it's very gradual. You can see that when we entered this range, it was all the way down here at this previous low, and now it's all the way up here, and we've just exited the range, so it's caught up quite a lot. And essentially all you need to do is hold support above this point. There was a time where we lost the moving averages and actually didn't come to the 200 EMA. I've explained this in many altcoin videos and in my previous Vechain updates, but you don't actually need to come to the 200 EMA. If it does, wow, that's your optimal entry point as long as it holds as support for the uptrend. And so in some cases, you won't get a retest of the 200 EMA. It's not like the 20 and the 55. The only reason we're using this is for the direction of the trend. Your 20 is like what's happening in the immediate short term. Lose the 20, you got like a second layer of defense. That's what I call the 55. Lose that, we go to the point where, okay, is this truly an uptrend or a downtrend now? Because by losing these two moving averages, this is becoming bearish, but then this is keeping you bullish. So we're bearish until that point, and then we go back bullish, which means higher highs eventually. So we've reclaimed it. So we lost it, very negative. You want to see it used as resistance, and then a loss of this low, and we reclaimed it. We didn't see the bearish confirmations. And then as we reclaim the 200 EMA, which is saying that we are in an uptrend, and an uptrend is higher highs and higher lows, that is the reason why we broke out and made a higher high. On this dump back down where we lost the 20 and the 55, you would say that we're coming to the 200 EMA. That is what I was saying in the video. But I always also mention that you don't have to get down there. If there are any bullish patterns that appear in between the loss of the 55 but still above the 200 EMA, use that as an entry point. We saw a double bottom on many alts in this area. HBAR, Quant, Casper. Many altcoins are forming double bottoms here. So if you're following along with those updates and you know, oh, Louis said double bottom there, maybe if I can find it on another altcoin, it might play out as well. Once those other ones broke out, this one did of course as well, and we essentially reclaimed the moving averages, which again, remember what they mean, 20. As long as we're above it, we're just continuing in the immediate short term. The next candles should just continue to be bullish. So we reclaimed that level, meaning we're no longer going down to the 200 EMA. We're reclaiming this moving average, which means in the immediate short term we're going up, and we never lost this moving average, the 200 EMA, which is the bottom of our uptrend. Uptrend means what? Higher highs. So that's why when we didn't lose the 200 and reclaim the 20, which means right now we should be expecting upside. We've then put in a new higher high. So hopefully that was easy to understand. If not, if you want to get further education, just message me. Links are down underneath this video, and right at the end you will also get some clips to find out what you can be expecting. But essentially, now that the 200 EMA has crossed the golden pocket, we know that first of all, you need to hold this area as support to continue to these targets. That's why when we broke out over here, fell back to the golden pocket as support, in this scenario I would have said it's fine to lose the 0.5, specifically because the 200 EMA was there. If it wasn't, then we'd start to worry that it is actually coming back down. But that was the reasoning for why it was fine to lose the 0.5 at 2106, because we essentially had the 200 EMA pretty much at the 2 cent psychological level, protecting 2 cent, protecting us from going back down underneath that point. We did have a scare over here, but very swiftly we reclaimed that 2 cent psychological level, as you can see. And so we're just looking for 3 cent as an eventual target, but we also need to break all of those levels, such as the golden pocket, and hold above our moving averages, which is stating what trend we're in for that continuation. So the fact that this is now at the golden pocket, we've created the reversal wave. So in order to continue pumping, you need to hold above that level where everything changed. The Fibonacci tool is used as a measuring an impulse to find retracement levels in order to get the best possible entry for shorts. However, you can go ahead and invalidate these new lower lows if we can find key levels of support that could be on the golden pocket. So look, we burst through where we're meant to get rejected and look for shorts. Then we confirmed it as support. You're changing the path. You're meant to go on a bearish path. So it's at this point we're changing the path into a bullish one. Bullish being higher highs. So we broke the high and we got the higher high. So if this is the most recent low, our next higher low has to be above this point. And our 200 EMA is there anyway on the golden pocket, where we created the reverse wave that has allowed this bullish push. So essentially what I'm trying to get at is that the bottom of this uptrend is where the chart essentially flipped bullish. So in order to keep this going up to our 3 cent psychological level, and then eventually to that 300% technical target, we need to hold above this golden pocket right now. It is vital going forward. So please go ahead and like, subscribe, comment and share. Thank you so much for tuning in and continuing to support the channel. If you want to get educated, I'm going to play a little clip right now, but use the links underneath this video to take action. Cheers everyone. I've got a whole bunch of educational content, and over here on the website you can see loads of other people taking action recently. If you want to get educated, simply scroll underneath the video, click take action or Linktree, and click the option that you want to read more about, or private message me on Twitter. Let's start off with the ebook. This is where you can take action on my ebook, teaches the exact strategy. Head over to the membership level if you want to become a Discord channel member, where you have access to 2 weekly group mentorship calls. Or if you want to take action on my 6-hour long pre-recorded course, there's an offer here, and you do get Discord chat for 2 months totally free. Here is my beginner one-to-one mentorship plan, which includes 3 hours of my one-to-one help, the course, and 2 months free in the chat. And there are some other plans here for 5 or 10 hours of my one-to-one help. Use the links down below to private message me on Twitter, or head straight to the website using one of these links to take action. Cheers.